Well, hey, everybody, and welcome to this midweek review with Mr. John. I'm Mr. John, and if you are like me, and I know you're not like me, but you have to be like me, but if you're watching this, you probably celebrated Easter this past Sunday, and you probably went out looking for eggs, or you got up that morning and you got something that might have looked a little like this, an Easter basket, right? So this is my Easter basket. This is what I got. And mine is a little different than yours, I imagine. You probably got a bunch of colorful eggs. Maybe they were plastic eggs filled with candy, or maybe they were real eggs that were just colored in very brightly colored, different stripes and designs and all those wonderful colors that Easter eggs tend to come in. But I get my Easter basket, and I do get eggs in my Easter basket, and mine look a little different. Mine look like this, just an ordinary egg. And I get them like this because it helps me to remember. And what I'm remembering is the whole gospel and why Jesus rose from the grave, right? So let me explain. When God created us, he created us like this. Perfect, this white, nothing wrong, no blemishes, no cracks, no nothing in this egg going on. But we also know that something happened. Sin entered the world. So I'm going to take this marker and I'm going to write sin on my egg. Now, there are all kinds of sin, right? We've got lying. I'll write that on here. We've got stealing. We'll write that on here. We've got cheating. That's a big one, right? Cheating on tests and stuff. We've got that. How about the sin of nope? Do you guys know what the sin of nope is? The sin of nope is not obeying parents every day. We know that if we don't listen to our parents and we disobey our parents, that's a sin. So that would be the sin of nope. And then there's other ones like being mean, right? How about maybe you destroy your room? Destruction and all these things. And there's so many sins that we have that all of a sudden our egg looks very different. It's messy. It's scribbly. It's just a mess. And that's how our life began to be when sin entered the world. Now, God can't be near sin. He can't be near an egg like this. So God, in our Easter basket, is sitting there. We can't go back in the Easter basket. It just messes everything up, and God can't be near sin. So God had a plan, and he decided to send another perfect egg to the world. He sent his son Jesus to live on this earth, to do wonderful things like miracles and healings and teaching about his Father. And he got a lot of people to start to follow him and believe in him. But it really wasn't changing us. And then the decision was made by God that Jesus was going to be our holy sacrifice for us. So Jesus was arrested and he was beaten. He was put a crown of thorns upon his head. He was put on a cross. And I'm just going to take all this stuff off here. And all this sin, when he was on the cross, was laid upon Jesus. And when he said, "It is finished," we see that Jesus had taken all the sin upon himself all the sin that was in the world, every egg that is us, that were full of sin, Jesus had this sin thrust upon himself. So when they put Jesus in the grave, in the tomb, he sat there. But on the third day, the amazing thing of Jesus happened. He rose from the grave, sinless. But in that, he also, because he had taken all the sins of the world, he had taken all that sin, leaving us again with the opportunity to be perfect, to live again in the basket with God and Jesus. When God rose from the grave, he gave us a path to get to heaven. But it did more than that. If we believe in him, we are to worship him. We are to serve God and live like him, living that perfect life, to live for eternity with God and Jesus. So guys, next year, during Easter, here's what I suggest. Take one of your eggs and leave it white as a reminder of just what God had done for us. Now this egg, this is like us, right? Even though we're perfect, it didn't come out totally perfect out of the shell or when it boiled. I don't know what happened here because I don't have any egg laying around anywhere. But it didn't come out just perfect. Our lives will never be totally perfect. But guys, when we come to know who Jesus is, we feel remorse and we want to make up for that. So we ask for forgiveness. And so guys, we can live that totally life for Christ to get us to heaven. So I hope this illustration shows you just another way to look at the gospel. And use this next year as a great teaching tool for your friends to talk about who Jesus is. Guys, verse is coming up next. Hope you had a great Easter. I hope your baskets were full. But I hope you remember the sacrifice that Jesus made for our behalf and the plan that God had to get us all to heaven with him. Have a great day. Bye. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? Psalm 27, 1a.